But joining us now, the man very much at the center of the legal defense of Aryan Khan, Mukul Rohatgi. Thanks, sir, very much for being with us. Now, you must be very relieved. It's been a difficult case so far for the defense. It's gone on for nearly a month. Do you think that despite bail, it's going to be a long legal battle ahead?
Look, in this country, there are two real stages. One is a stage of bail and the other is a trial. So bail has happened and trial obviously takes a couple of years in this country because the courts are overburdened.
Sir, you mentioned something that's a matter of concern, that this case could actually...
One will have to face the trial of that, there is no doubt. But the immediate relief is a big relief of bail because you are out of jail. And that too for a young person of 22, 23 years of age. They are impressionable ages. And, long incarceration also in these kind of small petty cases has the effect of, all kinds of bad influences on young people when they are put in bad company. That's what really happens.
Now, Mr. Rohatgi, you mentioned something that's a matter of concern, that this case could actually go on for years, given the system. Do you expect that to happen? This case go on for years?
Well, Vishnu, why this case, every criminal case, every civil case in this country goes on anything between 10 to 20 years. Sometimes generations change, but the cases go on. That's the unfortunate part. There are many reasons for it. One big reason is huge population. No country in the world has population like this, with legal systems like this. The judge population ratio is extremely miserable. The infrastructure is not up to the mark. The case management systems are not that good. We are all responsible for it. Not only the judges. The judges are also poor judges working overtime. The real problem, if you ask me about these lengthy delays, is that we have antiquated laws. A lot of the procedural laws which we have taken come from the British.
Right.
Those times, you see, the population was 1/10 of what it is today.
Yes.
So we were following the British system. That's completely antiquated. We have to get rid of the British system. We have to have a complete revamp. We have to have a very, very great introspection into this. So lawyers have to sit together, judges have to sit together, lawmakers have to sit together, and then come to, a practical way of looking at things.
But Mr. Rohatgi, I must ask you, Aryan must be relieved. Can you share what his reaction was when he found out that he's going to be out? When is he also likely to get out of jail?
See, firstly, the order will be available tomorrow. And then there is another procedure here of getting sureties who are solvent and getting a solvency certificate from the Revenue Department. Again, a cumbersome and antiquated procedure. So I am doubtful whether he will be out tomorrow. Mostly it will be Saturday. That's number one. Number two, I have not spoken to the client, because if somebody is in jail, there is no real way that we can actually speak to the client. I mean, unless you can't have a phone with a client who's in jail. I mean, there's no facility of a phone in this country. So unless you go to the jail and do a mulaqat at mulaqat times, you can't really do that. But in matters of bail, you don't really need instructions from a client because everything is done on documents.
Right.
And we had a big team of junior lawyers of Karanjawala and Company. And we had two senior lawyers with me, Mr. Amit Desai, Satish Manishinde. They are local people here. They must have spoken to the client. So I got instructions. And I got instructions from Mr. Shah Rukh Khan also, who was in constant touch with me and who was obviously, the parents were very worried. And they gave me those instructions. And I'm sure everybody will be happy because if somebody is out of jail, I mean, it's obviously a moment of happiness.
How traumatic was it for Shah Rukh Khan and Gauri Khan? It's not been smooth at all in the court. Could you tell us about their reactions?
No, see, nothing is smooth. And unfortunately, they had lost in the lower court. So it came to the High Court, and as you said, 1 month has gone by. And the parents were very, very worried. And that is why they were taking a very great interest in the case. Shah Rukh Khan had given up all his professional activities and he was very much available at all times. He was, in fact, making notes to help his legal team of what he remembered about those chats and about this and about that. And I'm sure he's today a relieved father and his mother is a relieved mother.
Mr. Rodgi, the entire argument of the prosecution in this particular case has revolved around the conspiracy angle. And the argument that while your client may not have had drugs or may not have consumed drugs, that he was by association still potentially guilty in the conspiracy angle since others did have drugs on them. Do you believe this conspiracy angle is something which you're going to have to fight in the future, and that's going to be difficult?
Look, Vishnu, in layman terms, conspiracy is a meeting of minds. So you have 3, 4, 5, 10 people who have a meeting of minds to do a particular illegal act. Could be a robbery, could be murder, could be carrying drugs with the idea of consuming it together. Like 10 guys go to a party. So it is possible that I may not carry drugs, but I have conspired with 10 others that others can carry drugs. I'll be a part of it. I know that they are carrying it and we are going with the common motive of going to consume drugs. That is called a conspiracy. So, but there has to be some material in a conspiracy to show that there is a meeting of minds.
Sure.
Suppose there was a WhatsApp chat between a group of 10 people, or there were telephone calls at all times between 10 people, and they were all traveling together. Those things point to a controversy. In this case, there is nothing. This boy was carrying nothing. The search showed nothing. He was going with a friend called Arbaz. It is alleged, mind you, and which was disputed by Arbaz. It is alleged that he had 6 grams of charas in his shoes. Now, firstly, it is our case that Arbaz did, Aryan Khan did not know of it. Assuming against ourselves that he knew about it. So it's a conspiracy between him and Arbaz to carry it in Arbaz's pocket or shoe and both will consume. At best it will be that. Now even if it is that, the maximum sentence, you see, entitles you to bail forthwith. It's a sentence of 1 year or fine or both. So any sentence which is punishable only with fine, actually speaking, there's no question of keeping somebody in jail. So the conspiracy which they were alleging was that 8 or 10 other different people from Odisha, from Delhi, from wherever, who were passengers on the ship and who were also raided at the same time. They had different drugs. So they are adding up all the drugs and saying, now, Aryan, you didn't have it, but he had 6 grams, somebody had 5 grams, somebody had 20 grams, somebody had LSD, somebody had cocaine. So let me add up all, then it becomes a conspiracy. It's just too far-fetched.
Now, in this particular case, you have argued saying that your interest is only about your client, right? You're not really worried about what else is happening. But I really must ask you about this, because there is so much which is happening around your immediate case. At a larger level, a witness in this case, this mysterious detective called Gosavi, was in proximity of your client in the NCB office, apparently getting a statement from him on the phone or getting him through a phone conversation. He put out a selfie of himself with Aryan Khan even earlier. So he was in proximity, he had access to your client. Then there were reports of, not reports, it's confirmed that somebody close to the BJP was also a witness in this case. He was actually handling one of the people as they went into the NCB office earlier on. Is this not all bizarre?
No, see, it looks bizarre, but as far as I am concerned and my instructions were concerned, there is no political input or political pressure on this case as far as our bail petition was concerned. See, apart from this Gosavi angle, which is rather bizarre, there is another controversy which is going on, which I saw between the director of NCB and a political personality. Now it is clear that they have, some angle amongst themselves, because the political personality's relative was in jail and he is accusing Mr. Wankhede is accusing him. So that is going on between them. It has nothing to do with us. And I made it clear that our client had nothing against any NCB officer. They did not maltreat him. They did not ill-treat him. They have done their case. I have done our case. This Gosavi angle is also rather bizarre. I didn't want to get involved with it. If somebody had run away, somebody is giving a statement and all that, it unnecessarily makes my case murky. I had a great case to argue, so I told the judge, I am not blaming nobody. Please, you keep all this issue out of it.
I want to go back, right. I just want to go back, sir, to what you were telling me a little while earlier on. You've met Shah Rukh Khan. At the end of this, the bail has been granted. What was his reaction? Could you tell us about, how tough it was for Gauri Khan or Shah Rukh Khan in the last few days?
Obviously, I met the father, not the mother. The father had tears of joy in his eyes. He has been a very worried father the last 3-4 days that I was here. I'm not even sure whether he had proper meals. He was only having coffee after coffee. And he was very, very worried. And I could see a big sense of relief on the father's face last when I met him. And that's it now.
Now, you mentioned that he was actually involved quite actively trying to assist you. How did he do that?
See, obviously he's not a lawyer, but he is a person, I think, with a very strong common sense and perception. So he was trying to tell me the background, whatever it was, where his son studied, whom did he know, what were those chats about, because we don't have the chats.
Yeah.
The chats are in the phone and the phone was with them. So he was trying to give me all those backgrounds, saying that, well, these things could help you in arguing the case. So that's why I say he was very savvy and hands-on.
All right, Mr. Rodgi, it's been a difficult time for you, and certainly for those who are out on bail now for the last 1 month almost. It's going to be Saturday before Aryan Khan and the others do eventually get out. The order will be passed sometime tomorrow.